Hello students, I am Assistant Professor Yeshun Bhara from LG School of Law, and today we'll be discussing about the topic of IPC, that is unlawful assembly, which is mentioned under section 141. Now by seeing this picture, what you got or what you understood, and that what can be the unlawful assembly. So we'll be discussing about that kind of unlawful assembly. Okay, so now moving further, the unlawful assembly, you see section 141, it talks about the unlawful assembly, or it defines the unlawful assembly. It says that an assembly of five or more persons is designated an unlawful assembly if the common object of the person composing that assembly is first to overthrow by criminal force or to show of criminal force to central government or the state government or parliament or legislature of any state or any public servant in the exercise of his lawful power of such public servant, and second, to resist the execution of any law or of any legal process, third, to commit any mischief or criminal trespass or other offense, fourth, by means of criminal force to show off or to show off criminal force to any person to take or obtain possession of any property, to deprive of any person from enjoyment of right to way or of use of person in other incorporeal right of which the possession or enjoyment, or to enforce any right supposed to or given to him, and the last, by means of criminal force, to show of criminal force to compel any person to do what he is not legally bound to do, or to omit to do what he is legally entitled to do. Now see, to understand the section of Indian Penal Code, or to understand any sections of law, you must go through the essential. You must make a note of what are the essential ingredients, you can say, or what are the essential points in this particular section which defines the section. So to know the essential points of the section, we'll move to the further slide. Now see, sorry, see, this is the way you should make the point, or you should make the notes of the essentials of the section, so that it will help you to understand the section in a better and a easier way. This is the only appropriate way which in my opinion, which I suggest to study the law. So see, what is unlawful assembly? You'll get it through all these points. See, what is unlawful assembly? Unlawful assembly is assembly of five or more people if their common object. Now see, there is a term common object, so just underline it. If there is common object is first point, to overthrow by the criminal force. Okay, to overthrow by the criminal force, to whom? Overthrow to whom? To the central government, to the state government, the legislature, or any public servant in exercising an unlawful power. Or second, to resist the execution of legal process, or to commit mischief, criminal trespass, or by any offense, or by criminal force to obtain the possession of any property of any person, or by criminal force to compel any person to do what he is legally bound to do, or to omit what he is legally bound to do. In that case, particular uh, assembly will be termed as unlawful assembly. So I hope you must have got the definition of unlawful assembly, and I hope that it was a very easy way to got the definition of unlawful assembly. Moving further, the section 144 talks about joining unlawful assembly armed with deadly weapon. Now see, under section 141 you have got the definition of unlawful assembly, and now this section 144, it is the aggravated form of unlawful assembly in which the person is carrying weapon, or the person is carrying deadly arms and deadly weapons. So whoever being armed with a deadly weapon or anything which is used as a weapon of offense is likely to cause death is a member of an unlawful assembly shall be punished with the imprisonment of either description, which may extend to 1 to 2 year, or fine, or with both. Now see section 142, sorry, 144. It talks about the if the person is carrying a deadly weapon or arms in the unlawful assembly, then he can be, or he shall be, imprisonment for the term which may extend to 2 years, or fine, or with both. Now I have not like uh, done the section 142 and 143. Section 142, it talks about being a member of unlawful assembly. Now if any person aware of the fact that there is unlawful assembly is going on, and he became the member of that unlawful assembly, then he will be termed as a part of the unlawful assembly. Okay. Now the punishment of unlawful assembly has been mentioned under section 143. Now section 143, it says, Section 143 says that whoever is a member of unlawful assembly shall be punished with the term either description for a term which may extend to 6 months, or fine, or both. So the uh, uh, punishment of unlawful assembly is mentioned under section 143, and section 143, it says that the person will be liable to be imprisonment for the term of 6 months, or fine, or both. Now moving further to section 140, 145. Now section 145 talks about the joining and continuing in unlawful assembly, knowing it to be command to disperse. Now, what will be the case if the person continued to join, or continuing the unlawful assembly, knowing that it has been commanded by the person who is legally bound to do, or to disperse the lawful assembly? Then what will be the case? Now, this case is mentioned under section 145. It says that whoever joins or continues in an unlawful assembly, knowing that such unlawful assembly has been commanded in a manner prescribed by law to disperse, shall be punished with the imprisonment for either description for a term which may extend to 2 years, or with fine, or both. So now in that case, if the person after dispersing of unlawful assembly still be the part of the unlawful assembly and performing, then in that case the person will be termed, or will be shall be punished for the imprisonment which may extend to 2 years, or a fine can also be imposed to him, and he can be like charged with both the fine and the imprisonment. Now again, for your knowledge, I would like to tell you that in the IPC and in other criminal law, you will see in the punishment that there is or and. Then I'll I'll say that don't get confused in or and, because in or, either the person will be charged with the fine, or he'll be sent to imprisonment. And if there is an and between the imprisonment and the fine, then the person can be charged with the fine, or sorry, and he can be imposed punishment also. And in case of or, it's just either, either the person will be sent to imprisonment, or he can be sent to, like, he has to pay the fine, or fine will be imposed to him, or it can be both, like person have to serve the imprisonment plus the person have to pay the or deposit the fine. Okay. Now I hope that you must have got the definition or the provisions of unlawful assembly, and in the next lecture we'll be discussing the provisions of riots. Okay. So I'll take your leave, and I hope that you are studying in a like you're having a bare act and you are studying through your bare act. And in case if you have any problem, you can just write down in the comment box, and we'll be surely getting your doubts solved as soon as possible. So take care of yourself till then. Take care and thank you, and once again, and bye.